That video is not even out. I already know it's gonna make people talk. Hopefully not too bad. But on today's video, I want to talk a little bit of why I personally think that having small setups or racks can be something that it can be helpful for you guys and can be helpful for your snakes in general. So why do I believe that it can be helpful? Well, I'm gonna pop here. I'm gonna pop a baby snake, a small snake, This is a 24 snake, 24 ball python. My ball python, not other ball pythons also, but it's much more visual to you guys to show you this with that one. So here we have Urahume, my albino Darwin carpets. If you look at the tank at the cage like that, for me it doesn't look too big. First thing first. And the thing is that I'm gonna give you an idea. If I put her, as small as it is, shake my hand, in a big tank like Sukuna is, she's not gonna eat. And I can tell you that because she was in a bigger enclosure. She was in a bigger box. If you remember, she stopped eating. And the moment I put her back, I put her in a setup like that one, like that thing, 40 hours after, tried to feed her, boom, snapped it, and she's back on food. So I think when you have a small snake, I can show you even the ball python one. When you have a small snake, it's not that small, okay? It's not that small, but like you should take the whole rack. It's not that big in there. It doesn't look that big in there. But you know what they need, what these snakes need is feel safe. Baby snake, the first lesson you have to learn when you keep baby small snakes, and I've learned that from very early on, you know, once I kept the smaller snake, is if your snake doesn't feel safe, it's not gonna eat. Because what's the first thing what is the most important part? Eating or avoiding being eaten. That's the thing. If you look in the wild, most of them are going to be eaten. So they have to try to find a way to not be eaten. So that's why I prefer putting small snakes in such setups. Now, I know these are not optimal setups, okay? This is all very temporary setups, okay? You know, and stuff like that. And as you can see, for example, here, if I can put it like that, and it is, like, for example, baby snakes. Okay, this is a carpet python. Okay, this is a hypocaramel. Up, you're gonna see it. No, you don't see it, but here, just right there, like that. He's as big as Urahume, basically, and it's not in the smallest thing. Is the smallest hole of that whole enclosure, of that whole rack. You know, isn't that the smallest thing that you can find in that freaking rack? It's that tube. And I can show you another example, but in the big tank this time, that will let me say that, you know, being in a big enclosure is not always the best thing. And, you know, and the thing is also snake reality check. Let's go.
A few moments later.
So one of my biggest thing I can show you, two actually, maybe three here. So don't tell me that snake doesn't have space, because Sukuna is not an albino. He's not an Darwin carpet. Far from it. Don't say he doesn't have space and doesn't have heights, because he has that one, has that one, has that one over there. But he chose, out of all, he chose the smallest thing you can ever imagine having in that tank. It doesn't even fit in there anymore. It just doesn't fit in there. But this is the thing he feels the safest in, so that's why he use it. He feels the safest in there, the best in there, so that's why he use it. If I'm gonna remove it, obviously he's gonna try something else, and he's gonna get rid of it, and that's it. But there is also that thing that you see, he use it, yeah, but this is the smallest hide he has in that whole tank. It could go easily in a bigger hide that he has over there, where it fits perfectly or even a little big, but he doesn't do that. Another example for that is Utahime. So I have that thing over there where she fits like hell good. She has that one. She has that one. She uses that one when she wants to go basking. But she is in that freaking cork board that is just too small for her. And most of the time she's also like crawling around in the branches and stuff. But she uses, again, when she wants to sleep and wants to feel safe, she is the smallest thing she has in that enclosure. Here, another example. There are two in there. They're both in there. But this is the smallest freaking hide they have in that freaking enclosure. And they are both in there. And they're most of their time in there. So the snake is always going to choose the smallest thing, the smallest hole, the smallest hide it can fit in. This is just it. This is not imagination. It's not me inventing stuff. It just right there, proof. And in the enclosure you have also that. In the rack system you also that. They're in the smallest thing they can find and keep in that. So what do you think? So I think personally, small rack system and smaller enclosures can be good when you have a small snake. Obviously, don't put in a little ball python in LP19 like I have right now. Don't do that with a little ball python because it just can't fit. This is a hide for them. This is not an enclosure for them. So just use your brain. Be a little, be a little reasonable, and stop saying a rack system and small enclosure is bad. I think personally. So I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share. Don't forget to support to us all. Jump because inside past group. Don't forget responsible reptile keeping. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, AodaReptile, and I hope to see you on the next one. Let's go.